Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. The City of Angels showing it can be loud and raucous. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad emerged from the tunnel. They're ready for football and ready to watch their Rams do battle with the San Francisco 49ers. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down here as the penalty flags come in right away, and we may have a face mask here right at the start.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Goff going to hand it to Gurley. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, check. Value one.
They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 30. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Back to throw, Goff. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
I'm coming for you.
A play fake to Gurley. Now Goff. And that's complete to Cooks. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. And it's caught for a Rams touchdown by Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now a man who really stepped up last year. This is Matt Breida. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. At the 24-yard line.
Here we go. 120. Stick. Here we go. Watch the safety creep. Check 99. Check 99. 11.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for 3rd down.
24 is the mark. Here we go.
Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. Now, they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Now a draw as Goff gives to Gurley. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Nick Bosa in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. The 4-time All-Pro Johnny Hekker is on to punt for L.A. as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this will be taken at the 13. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
24 is the mark. Let's go, D.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Bravo. Ready? 58, boy. 58, Mike. I got it.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Got him in. He finds Sanders. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
11.
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. Deep ball for Goodwin. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Garoppolo gives to Breida. He'll get 3 up to midfield. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
From midfield, here's Garoppolo. Looks to throw, fires right side, and that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And now a high kick, but he hit it straight up. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On first down, gone. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
You got to give some credit there, able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking for Todd Gurley, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Terrell Suggs, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again, so it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Here we go.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Kendrick Bourne, the intended receiver, and now it's 3rd down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them,
Here we go.
and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The
leverage.
big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. On first down, it's Gurley. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Goff. Looking this time for Woods, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Trying to get it to Woods.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet, trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
Here we go.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. He's going to air one out. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
After the interception, here's Goff. He's letting it fly for Cooks. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, LA. Brandon Cooks with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Rams strike quickly here for 6 points. Zerline good with a PAT. And it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch it hot. Stay hot.
Now it's Breida. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. They find some open field here. There he goes left side. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Matt Breida with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Ric Flair.
Now Gurley. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Goff gets this into the hands of Brandon Cooks. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Cooks now in his second season with the Rams. He's had 4 straight years over 1,000 yards. He had 2 with the Saints, 1 with New England, and then he went over 1,000 again last year with the Rams. 80 catches, trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And now off to the races down the right side. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown.
Let's get this.
Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd.
You gonna see me in your nightmare, son.
From the gun, here's Goff. He gets it to Cooks. And he's going to be brought down short of the 1st at about the 31-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for L.A. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 15. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join, who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. but the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Here we go, here we go. 180! 6-man.
This is Breida. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! Just like that.
On third down, a run from Breida. And an alley to run. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
That's how you pick up a first down. You know where the sticks are. You know where the first down marker is, and you find a way to get there. That's called having vision.
He had a lot of vision last week, didn't he? NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was dominant.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Play action. Garoppolo. Man open. It's Goodwin. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for first and 10. That'll be complete to Breida. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it a second down. And he is the NFC rating Offensive Player of the Week. You got to think, all the guys that take the field each and every week, that's not an easy award. Always has to feel good to grab it.
It has to feel great because it separates you, at least for a week, amongst your peers. And for him to separate again, he has to have the same type of a game. That means being explosive off the line of scrimmage and catching everything that comes his way.
They go counter with Breida. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. They run with Breida. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Let's go. Let's do this.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This one from 48 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
Let's go, Tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this. He's coming. Double up. Double up. He's coming. Double up. Check 26. Check 26. Check 3. Check 3. 65. 65.
On first down, here's Breida. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
65, 55. You draw forfeit.
On play action, it's Garoppolo. Complete to his tight end, Seth DeValve. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
13. You got nothing. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Check 13. Check 13.
Here's Breida. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
Let's go. Here we go.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10.
Check 24. Check 24. Hey, alert.
Once again, they run with Breida on first down. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Give me that ball. 12. Check. Hot. Check it hot.
Here's Mostert. Escapes the defender. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
Here we go. 180. Mike 58 right there. Hey, keep it up. Yes.
On play action. Now Garoppolo. He'll get this into the hands of Breida. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action, and take your shot at the end zone.
Flushed out right, and he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
21.
Garoppolo now. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And they keep those sticks moving forward, that time with a gain of 3. Garoppolo now. 5 straight completions here. And it's complete. In the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Mark Andrews, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
On 2nd and 7, Goff. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Getting the sack, the 227-pound linebacker, Quan Alexander. So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long.
Hey, Haywood.
Out of the gun, Goff. That'll be caught by Kupp. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Goff. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. This is taken at about the 14. And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a 1st down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Switch. 21. Here we go. Shoot. 21.
They run again with Breida, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
The evolution of Clay Matthews as a player is just one that they're going to end up writing books about. He didn't even start until his senior year at USC. He didn't start in high school. And now he's at all-pro level in the NFL. How about the play he just made there?
He has certainly made a name for himself. William Clay Matthews III. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Another carry now for Gurley. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Back now in Los Angeles. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the 4th and final quarter. From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. The Rams going for it on fourth. Gone. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. Jared Goff, 4 times last year, he led the Rams on a fourth-quarter comeback. He obviously didn't do it in Super Bowl 53, but can he do it here? Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. No gain on the screen there. It's second down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's second and 10. Gone. He'll get this one to Cup, complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Goff now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's first and 10. Gone. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a gain of 11 and a first down L.A.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So many questions about Todd Gurley in the offseason. How good is the knee? I mean, remember, he had a heavy workload the last couple years, nearly 4,000 yards from scrimmage, 40 total touchdowns, but just 4 carries in the NFC Championship game, 10 in the Super Bowl. So we'll see what kind of usage he gets this season. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Going to run the sweep here. This is Cup, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Todd Gurley, his 9th touchdown of the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Zerline connects on the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play
accelerating, and off he goes. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
It's a Rams first down on a pickup of 10.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up second down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
76. I can't believe they even let you play.
Throwing again on second down. Gone. And he'll find his target. Woods, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A.
Here we go, D. Get on the field.
Goff now to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Woods, the intended receiver. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
They'll start on the ground with Breida. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 12 at the 41-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
Who there? Check 37. Check 37. 11. He's checking. Go. Hey, go. Pressure.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Second and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. Back to throw, Garoppolo going for the deep ball, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
What has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Shell. 56. Mike's 56. Hey, Alpha. Me and you all day.
Gone. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game.
Mike, 56.
Now gone. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Goff. And Woods has it complete. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Mike 56. Mike 56.
Now it's gone. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a Rams first down on a pickup of 10. Charles, we